As I mentioned a moment ago, I played football for 13 years total. One day in practice, the dream ended. We had a tackling drill. Coach blew the whistle. Two of us ran into each other full speed. The only parts of our bodies that made contact, Lyle's helmet hit my neck and my right shoulder, and we fell to the ground. When he got off of me, my eye drooped. I had lost the speech. I couldn't talk anymore. My right side was paralyzed. My arm dangled at my side. Coach comes running over. Clark, you all right? What happened? Rocket show right from roller show. He said, wow, you from the New River Gorge? I'm just kidding you. Just kidding, West Virginia, just kidding. I want to be invited in 2013. I love you. He says, well, you better just lay there. I said, woo. A doctor that was present on the field, he came over and he examined me. He pulls the coach aside. He says, Clark's got serious nerve damage. In fact, he might even have a serious brain damage. Coach looks at him and says, how will we ever know? Nice guy. Finally, my eye went back to normal. My speech came back. I could basically talk again, but my right side stayed paralyzed. My arm dangled at my side. I talked to it and it wouldn't move. Scared me to death. And yes, it was a physical injury, but it affected my whole life. I couldn't write anymore. I was right-handed. I couldn't think and concentrate on going to school or doing any work. Hurt too much. I didn't have any control over it, and I used to get these little electrical impulses. Felt like somebody plugged my arm into an electric socket. I went home to a family dinner. I'm sitting there at the dinner table, and all of a sudden my arm goes swing. I knocked a bowl of mayonnaise off the table about 20 feet. Next meal, my younger brother shows up wearing a batting helmet and goggles. He passed me the butter. And I hit rock bottom, and I didn't even know if I could get up and go again. I don't know how else to say that, my friends. And when I hit rock bottom, suddenly I was nobody to the folks who used to chant my name, and I was nobody to myself. I lost my identity because I confused who I was with what I did. Do any of you? When we identify ourselves in terms of what we do instead of who we are, we become a human doing instead of a human being. Unacceptable of success and significance is what we seek. I needed somebody in my life when I hit rock bottom because I thought I was depressed. And what happens when you think you're depressed? You are. We have certain individuals with chemical imbalance. They need non-judgmental friendship. They need unconditional love. They need medication. We need to support them, love them, help them. But most people who say they're depressed are not depressed. Because there's a giant difference between being depressed and being disappointed. Giant difference between being depressed and being discouraged. And when I discovered I was only disappointed and discouraged, what allowed me to get back up and go again and recover was the power of a dream. But at the end of the day, it's not what we do, it's with whom we do it. Do you not agree? Proof. Any of you have horses? Any of you ever seen a horse? Tough crowd. Do you realize when you put a hard-to-catch horse in the same field with an easy-to-catch horse, most of the time you end up with two hard-to-catch horses? In the human experience, you realize when you put a healthy child in the same room with a sick child, most of the time you end up with two sick children. At the end of the day, it's not what we do, it's with whom we do it. Moral of the story, to be disciplined, healthy, and great, we have got to hang out with the disciplined, healthy, and great ones. That's what we sell. The main thing is to make the main thing the main thing. And in my mind, in my heart, that's what it's about. Because I was down, and the only way I was able to get back up and go again is to have somebody promote the power of a dream. Not alone, but together we will rise. At the end of the day, I'm here with you, for you, and I got your back. Now that I've recovered, I have an interesting question that people ask. They say, Clark, you were paralyzed for a year? Yeah. They ask, why were you paralyzed for a year? That's a deep question, isn't it? They don't know that. What they're really asking me is, if you were going to get better, Clark, why did you wait so flippin' long? Interesting message for today. On a deeper note, I stayed paralyzed because I was asking the wrong questions. I was asking the doctors how to get better when I should have been asking myself, why should I get better? And once we answer why, figuring out the how-to is pretty simple in any aspect of our lives, personally or professionally.